Hi, this is Sarah Franco reporting about the artwork exhibit at the Fox Fine Arts. So there's a lot of detail in this exhibit, and I like these pieces because they're very layered and intricate, and I think that the artist had paid a lot of attention to detail. And they use a lot of normal objects like this ironing board and made it into art, and I think life is art, so it's completely understandable why they chose such a simple object and made it they put their own artistic flair to it. And I also like this one because it's very layered and colored with the shading of the black and white and the balance of it, and how these lines turn and twist, and just to give that 3D effect to the art. And I really enjoy when artists go above and beyond, even on the most simplest ideas. And then next to it is like I want to say like an animated cartoon turned into either what the artist believes is its natural state of being, or the different perspective on what the cartoon normally looks like, and maybe the idea to testify beauty standards, if that's what the artist was thinking. This also is an intricate piece with a bunch of different dotted lines going different directions. Almost looks like its own organism, its own being, all wrapped together. I also enjoyed how there were a lot of different strings and ribbons tied throughout the exhibit, kind of creating like a connection with within each piece. This was one of my favorites. It was like a body, a human being, all strangled up together, and I felt that it represented human emotions very deeply, and I feel like I would connect to the piece immediately when seeing it. That was actually the first thing I initially went to before recording this, and I really liked it. I feel like this character was very anxious. The drawing was very anxious, and I really enjoyed these lines because they're very detailed when you see them in person and the light shines over them. It created a different effect, and I feel like lighting does have a lot to do with art. And I also enjoyed, this is my second favorite, which was the leaf, and I really enjoy it because how they played with the paper and the stem, and how they made the stem 3D, and then you kind of like lead into the lines into the stem of the leaf, and I think that the attention to the texture felt very like, I almost felt like I could touch the leaf, and it was almost as if they wanted to make it real. And I really enjoyed that. It was a nice touch. And the piece next to it is all these lines that they have all over the exhibit, which to kind of like connect it, like with the ribbons I was telling you before, to connect the pieces together. You can see it on the window of outside the Fox Fine Arts Center's little gallery, and how everything is just so connected, and I enjoy it so much. And I also think that a lot of the pieces in this exhibit were personal, and I feel like they were the artist's perspective on life, or what they felt that was important. And I also kind of feel that this dress was either owned by the artist created, or something they wanted to own, or something that they had pictured and envisioned, or just something they liked. And I think that the artists picked things that they enjoyed, or they made them happy, or things that they personally connected to. And that's what art is, something that you connect to on your own level or on a ground level. And then this one I felt like was also a personal piece, and I felt like it was maybe somebody in their lives, and I like the attention to shading, and it almost feels as if their hip bones were like skeleton bones, and it was all intricate, and I really enjoy the balance of these, the shading, and they just look happy, like happy characters. And I really enjoy art. And this next piece is very simple, just boxes together, and I love how even the most simple designs in itself are art in their own way. Just depending on how you look at it. Everybody has their own perspective and their own aesthetic. And the next piece is all these organisms together, and all looking like organisms, and there's cute little aliens on each little organism, and I love the attention to detail, and I really enjoy this piece because each drawing is labeled and detailed, and you could really tell the person took their time and really enjoyed drawing each and every little creature on this drawing, my correction. And I really enjoyed the balance of all these little organisms all living together on this, the artist's canvas, which was the wall that they used. And I really enjoyed the balance of all the little creatures, the detail of them. It was like a little comic book slide all over the wall. And then this, you see the wall work 5 and more, ribbons connecting and strings connecting. And I felt like it was very like almost like the nervous system of the human body, like we're all connected and we're connected to art connected to us and represents us and our everyday lives. And then these other pieces all have to do a lot with shading, and I think that was something that all the artists stressed, whether they're shading in their own way to represent the feeling that they wanted to evoke in the viewers that went to the art gallery. Then this one is, I believe, is the map, and it's, maybe it's a personal map, maybe it's just random, maybe it's these two cities the artist has lived in and connected to each other. I think each thing is has its own magic, and it's amazing in its own way, and something so personal, or maybe something so simple to someone else can be so personal and so passionate for somebody else. And I think that that's what represented each of these artists' work, and these are just simple ideas in this one. And I really, really, really like this one because of the wires, and they use something such a normal object and they create into art. And I like how when you leave them up, they're connected to an eyeball, almost as if like we are connected and glued to this technology. And it's amazing how connected we are. And I feel like that maybe that was the idea of that piece. And this is the last one that I'm covering, and it's the shade. I really enjoy the shading of the rocks. I really like the theme and the idea that the artist was creating in this drawing, and it's not completely finished, but I feel like I like this little gargoyle looking thing that they always have in cathedrals, and just so many, like you could really feel the vibe of this that the artist was drawing, and you could really sense there was a story going on within this drawing. And this concludes my video. You're about to see me in like 2 seconds. This is Sarah Franco on my video of the Fox Fine Arts art. Thank you.